Hi, my name is Zoe Clarke-Coates and I'm best known as an author and grief specialist, but most of my time is spent running the global bereavement charity, the Mariposa Trust, which is better known by its primary support division, Saying Goodbye. I also work as an advisor on bereavement and loss to the UK government. Now, when I discovered that Spring Harvest was focusing this year on the Beatitudes, I was thrilled, as my day-to-day work is walking alongside those who mourn, which is the second of the Beatitudes. Matthew 5 verse 4 in the NIV version says this: "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." But the version I love most is from the Message version, which goes deeper, and it says this: "You're blessed when you feel you've lost what is most dear to you. Only then can you be embraced by the one most dear to you." Grief is a deeply personal experience, yet it's something that as humans we will all encounter during our lives. Some may experience it early in life with the tragic loss of a family member, but a lot of people's first experience of loss may be an elderly grandparent or perhaps even a pet. As we get older, however, all of us will sadly get to experience the loss of someone we love, possibly babies, parents, siblings, and of course other losses such as relationships, jobs, even innocence. As a grief specialist, I believed I truly understood grief. Then I encountered my 5 heartbreaking baby losses, and that's when I discovered that until one had encountered utter heartbreak, it's virtually impossible to grasp its magnitude. Through the work that we do, I've come to realise that as a society, we don't even try to educate children or adults on grief. Schools don't include it in the syllabus, so the first time many of us will learn about grief is when we encounter it ourselves. It's then we're told to just navigate it whilst in the trenches of a full-blown war. I call the darkest days of grief the dark night of your soul, as you're thrust headlong into a world of pain and trauma. As I journeyed through our grief, I learned so much. I wept and mourned, and at times I was able to smile, but I acknowledged the lives I'd lost. And through all of this, I discovered an important key, which is that grieving is about the journey, not the destination. It's not a process, it's a full life experience. When we experience loss, it's in the most part unexpected. It feels like a trap door has suddenly opened and you just fall unable to stop yourself. When you do finally stop, you find yourselves in a very different place than you were before. Many people try to do all they can to get back to who they were, but that's simply not possible because loss changes you forever. The Bible teaches us so much about grief, and in the Beatitude, it openly explores the theme of mourning and of loss, of losing someone or something and turning to God. We're not taught to search for a silver lining, but rather to face the pain and acknowledge the significance of the loss and rely on God to carry us through the darkness. We're simply not interested in sticking a sticking plaster on a wound or pretending a wound is not there. We want to acknowledge that grieving is a lifelong journey, but through Christ, we can learn to reclimb that mountain.